Forget about Cinderella. Gonzaga once again has proven they are legit.
2025 is over, a new year dawns, and with it a chance for us fans to recognize when to be supportive, when to be critical, when to not overreact to any one single... I'm sorry, San Diego scored how many? What the actual... This is for Ira Brown.
Yeah. 6. Fired! Oh! Get through! Oh! Opponent down the lane!
Shot.
Hello, one. Hello, all. Welcome to Free Ira Brown, the Gonzaga Hoops podcast. Those stories plus holiday recaps. The women win an instant classic, and we resolve to be at least 1% better. Maybe. But first, in the not raining cold of LA, say hi to Adam.
And Genuine?
Yes.
Get it together.
Sorry, April. Kathy started this.
Okay, then let's start. I don't care.
I have no idea what that is from. In the raining cold of Seattle, it's Marty.
Most people would have FOMO, fear of missing out.
Phobia, fear of being included.
From the same show.
Is it? I thought you were doing all your Parks and Rec.
I thought that was a Parks and Rec. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh no, that's not. That's from Wednesday.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead.
But she's very much like April Ludgate.
Yeah.
In Parks
Is
and
that
Rec.
Aubrey Plaza?
Mm.
Yeah. Well, April Ludgate is from Parks and Rec, but Wednesday is what's her face?
Right. I'm just saying, is the Parks and Rec character, is that the one played by Aubrey Plaza?
Yes.
I could see her being a stand-in for what's her face on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Anyway, definitely not sounding like I've been a holiday degenerate for a week. I'm Chris.
We must avoid the terrible fiasco that took place last year.
By which
Easier
I mean
said than done. my friend.
2025 as a whole. Gentlemen, happy holidays to you. How was your Christmas?
Yeah, it was really good. I was in the Seattle area.
Awesome Christmas.
Yeah, I made it up there. Got to spend some time with my folks, my cousins, and with luck, I was lucky enough to spend some in-person FaceTime with Martin Merrill. And
we hugged it out.
Yeah, we did. We hugged it out well. Doug showed up and his lovely wife, Erica, who we almost never see. So we got to hit it up at the classiest joint in Burien. That's Good Time Ernie's. I'll give them a shout out. It's better to go in a large group. Let's just... Anyway, no.
Hey, those $6 bacon cheeseburgers looked pretty darn good. I didn't get
$6?
Yeah.
I really wanted one with French fries.
Yeah.
I really wanted one.
Get after it.
One.
If you're in, within 200 miles, then go to Good Time Ernie's. Anyway, it was good fun. We had a nice time. Good Christmas, decent travel. Only one kid got really sick, from the travel, but he's fine now. And I won a fantasy football league that I like to win.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, the Gourd Bowl.
Moving on, we are talking about anything else beyond that at all. Not
I cannot believe that happened.
In that
So
conversation. It is so stupid. Yes, you are.
Cannot believe that.
New Year's, yay or nay? How do people feel about New Year's?
I'm for it.
I mean, I believe that it happens. I'm on board. It's a real thing. I don't go hard on New Year's. Family just plays board games. We watched Stranger Things and played a bunch of board games until 12 and then went to bed. And it's pretty much what happens, except, last year it wasn't Stranger Things. Every year. That's pretty much what happens.
Some new show we're streaming and watching. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, sounds like fun. Well, before we jump into the news real quick, if you are still in the giving mood, seeing as we're on the tail end of the holiday season, today's New Year's, it still counts. We do have a Patreon, patreon.com/free Ira Brown. Anything you can or do contribute is extremely helpful to helping us keep the lights on. You can also give us a 5-star review, which, clearly should always be given on your favorite podcast app, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is at Free Ira Brown Pod. There you go. Mard?
I report the news. That's what I do. Today's top story read something like this.
Well, the polls, GU is still at 7th, and Lunardi has us at 2nd in the West bracket in bracketology. Lauren Whitaker picked up her 5th WCC Freshman of the Week award, and Graham Ike already picked up his 5th foul against Seattle U. He will not be able to play in that game. Scott Drew is under fire from coaches around the nation, saying it's pretty messed up that he signed an NBA drafted player. Drew says he's merely adapting to the current climate in college sports. It's hard to blame him, but seriously, what's up with that?
Baylor doing something shady and sketchy? I'm stunned.
Notable results in the hardwood. A bunch of ranked teams crushed a bunch of unranked teams over the holiday. Virginia Tech did upset number 21 Virginia, and UConn beat Xavier. UConn beat Xavier 90-67. 6-7.
Oh, good.
No, for crying out loud.
Finally, congrats to Adam, who, despite as he says, sucking at fantasy football, hating it, and complaining about it on a weekly basis, has won.
I have won
this year's championship. I can't believe that happened.
I had no business.
So go stick it where the sun don't shine.
Yeah, I'm going to drink deeply from the cup of gourd.
Hey, yes. I cannot believe that happened.
Anyway,
Jacob's got literally less than 1 point for me.
Unbelievable.
Literally 0.8 points. All you had to do was get 4.
Mm-hmm.
Me losing to Marty would have been a win and go into the final situation, and then having like 80 more points than the two of you in the final.
Yeah, worthless, useless points.
Completely and utterly useless. I hate
Not
all
totally
of it.
useless. You don't have to wear the Bennett shirt.
That's true.
Yeah.
The Randy Bennett shirt.
That's true.
You're not the worst like Doug.
Doug has to wear the Randy Bennett I suck
There
at
is some
fantasy
level
shirt.
of order restored in the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move along. Let's talk about a few games. That's 100% true, especially now. Let's talk about a couple of, I guess, a few different basketball games. We got 3 to cover. We're not really going to go over each and every one. So if you're new to the format, we're going to jump in and do a headline from, we'll call it the weekend. It's not really a weekend. It's like 2 weeks, but we're going to call it a fortnight. How about that? We'll do that. Adam, what's your headline from the
headline
fortnight?
is, I'm going with alliteration for a couple of my headlines. So,
I dig it.
lackadaisical defense.
Oh my God.
That's not alliteration, but okay.
Well, the lackadaisical defense. Yeah, that counts. Sorry.
That was mine too. Is defense. What the heck is going on with the defense?
Very strange. Very strange. Yeah. Like, just kind of like, I don't know what's going on, but it's not good. Yeah, it's like
it's not good, guys.
Gave up 82 points to Oregon in 68 possessions. Pepperdine wasn't so bad, but the San Diego game giving up 93, especially this San Diego team, is pretty ridiculous. But I have more to say about that in a minute. But that was
ridiculously good. Must be.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
No,
then it sucks.
No.
Then that
seems...
sucks.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that, because what the hell happened?
Okay, I think
especially in the second half. But what the hell happened?
I think I got it.
Okay.
Gonzaga,
hit me.
How many points off turnovers do you think Gonzaga gave up in this game?
Gave up?
Yep.
Like how many did USD have?
Yep.
I already know the answer to that, so I'm not going to answer it.
I don't. So I would say we normally average about 10.
Yeah. That's pretty close.
So I would go with that.
No, we gave up 25 points off turnovers. You don't want to know why they scored 93 points? That is why. You subtract 15 points from that, and suddenly it doesn't look so bad. I think this is purely, we turned the ball over 15 times, which is a lot. And we gave up 25 points off turnovers. I think it's very simple.
And they hit shots. In
the second half, they shot 47% from 3. Like they're chuckeroos.
Every time you get the ball, they shoot it. You're a chucker. Yeah. Gonzaga is typically very good at defending the perimeter. Still 18th in the country, and yet San Diego had 12 trays and shot like almost 40%. So that was. That's not going to happen again. Well, do we even play San Diego again?
I mean, forget about whether it happens with San Diego specifically. I guess maybe that's the next question. How much are you taking from this? Is this a fluke, weird thing? Are you concerned? How concerned are you, Mard, on a scale of, 1 to 75 million? Are you about our defense? But yeah, the numbers are arbitrary.
Okay, I'm about 25 million. That's how.
Okay. So you're about a third of the way there.
Not that. These holiday games where there's no students and we're just coming out of the break, they hadn't played since they played Oregon on the 21st, and so there's a big break. They coming back from the holiday, Christmas pie, etc. And there's no students in the house. It's weird. I don't know how much you can take. There's a reason why the league never schedules big conference games for the late December startup. You always play Pepperdine, San Diego, Loyola, Pacific, whatever, the dregs. Of the conference, because they're just kind of weird. So Yeah, San Diego gets up for the game because it's the last time Gonzaga's ever coming to Jenny Craig Pavilion. It's not surprised they get up and they play their best, and we were playing kind of crappy, especially on defense. I don't take too much from it. It's a little. I'm more concerned that they other things like my other head, like I can't shoot free throws, turn the ball, not
mistakes.
Things are like lack of focus, turnovers,
mistakes.
15 turnovers. Crappy free throw shooting down the stretch, especially when the game kind of got close. It wasn't really in doubt, as we know. We were up like 13-20 most of the second half, right? And they cut it to single digits. A few minutes to go, they get it. Then we start missing free throws and turning the ball over, and it's like at some point, you hope that the lads just kind of wake up and be like, okay, let's just close this thing out. Let's just lock it down and close out the final 4 minutes. But they didn't, and they. Like Innocente missing those 2 free throws.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. Lock in and make your frickin' free throws. That kind of stuff drives me crazy. So that's what I'm more upset about.
Graham,
well, we'll talk plenty about Graham here in a few minutes.
13 of 24 from the line is gross.
Yeah. And it was progressively worse, right? The Oregon, I'm jumping real quick into the Gailing down because that's one of mine. 23 of 28 against Oregon. That's 82%. That's good. I'll take that.
Do that. That's like last year.
Pepperdine, 14 and 19 is 73, just under 74%. Not great, but I can accept that, broadly speaking. 13 to 24 is like, now I want to go swallow coal. Like, that's not like what you should be shooting in any circumstance, anywhere, with somebody hanging on your leg as a basically professional basketball player. You should make more than 54% of your free throws. Yeah.
It was absurd. On the broadcast, they were talking about how Pepperdine was also not shooting well from the line. They shot 65%.
And the Pepperdine game?
Sorry, San Diego. Excuse me. San Diego game. Pepperdine, I did not hear the broadcast because I was in the building.
They didn't shoot well either, surprisingly. Yeah. But yeah, they weren't good. San Diego wasn't good from the line. We shot 13 of 24, and Graham Ike was 1 of 5. He's our dependable free throw shooter. Yeah. We shot 13 of 24, and Huff didn't even shoot a free throw. That's crazy. Usually when we're 13 of 24, Huff's like 2 of 7.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, it's like guys.
But even without Graham, like if you take Graham's numbers out, that's still 63%. Like that's still a number we're catching.
It's like terrible, 50%, but he's not a good free throw shooter.
Like what? This is like we joke about it, but it's really a huge freaking problem in the tournament. If you go up against a team when it's like a close game, we can't make free throws, we're dead. It's gonna kill us.
No. Yeah.
How about
and it's not just like this is we've played half the season now. This is who we are. We're a terrible free throw shooting team.
I mean, I don't know if terrible. I think it's more very inconsistent is the word.
It's not good.
But I mean, if you're inconsistent, then what do you rely on? Like that inconsistent in this case. We're under 71%. That's 213th in the nation. Like. Yeah, that's pretty terrible.
Points we're leaving on the table, despite
that's a bottom third.
90 points a game.
Yeah. Other numbers from San Diego: 50% San Diego shot from the floor, 93 points outside of Michigan, or is the most Gonzaga scored since Michigan. But who cares about that? But it was the most points scored by San Diego against Gonzaga in 105 matchups.
Oh my God.
Jeez. 93 points is the 5th highest any WCC opponent has ever scored on Gonzaga in the Ken Pom era. 2 of them, by the way, were last year. 2 of those top 5. 65.6% from 2 is the 4th most given up to a WCC opponent, 7th most overall in the Ken Pom era. Like, it's just, I get that they were chucking to some degree, and they, like, especially in the first half, they were making some ridiculous shots. But it's not great. We kind of covered that. So my headline for this, I'm going to talk a little bit about Braden Smith, and to the extent that we'll even talk about the Oregon game, we'll probably do it right now because Mario was sick for the Oregon game, so basically barely played, which is going to be a problem, except that we had Braden Smith come in, and Braden Smith played 27 minutes, and Braden Smith against Oregon had 21 and 7 assists with a couple of steals and 3 boards, hit all 6 of his free throws, and then goes right back into the starting lineup because we can't keep a starting lineup for more than 3 or 4 games, it does seem, this year. Against Pepperdine, 15 points, 5 boards, 8 assists, just 1 turnover, and a little bit lower on the against San Diego, 7 points, 6 assists, and did have the 3 turnovers. But seems to me like that starting role is back to his now, and unless he just has a couple of stinkers in a row, right now, maybe given Mario's a little bit of difficulty scoring and he's kind of cooled off from his hot start from 3, I kind of think it's his job to hold for right now.
I'm interested to see what happens there because, well, Mario, it was nice to see
have
him.
a good game against San Diego. Yeah.
He hit 3 out of 6 from deep, but he's right. The few games before that, he's really cooled up because the first 5 or 6, 7 or 8 games, he was like 48% or something.
Yeah, it was over 50%. And then since North Florida, he was going into San Diego from the 4-game stretch. He was 2 of 6 from 3. He was he had games where he was 2 for 5 from 2, 0 of 5 from 2.
He's still struggling to make 2-point baskets.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons is he's out there. He has been starting up until 3 games ago, and so he's out there with both bigs. I think it's hard for him to drive in. There's too many people in the way. There's too much beef in there.
He has a tendency. This is my observation from being in the gym during the Pepperdine game when he's trying to finish inside. I feel like he's going up, and he's looking for contact. And he's getting kind of bumped, but he's not getting calls. But he refuses to back down. He refuses to kick out. He's like, I'm going up. And then he gets probably fouled. But it's not a foul that's going to get called a lot in the WCC play. It's just not. And he's just forcing it a bit too much. And I think if he just settled back and just wasn't quite so. I don't know. It's like he's trying. He knows he's on the schneid from making layups, and he's really trying hard to make layups. It's like, dude, just take it easy. They'll come eventually. But it's hard. They're all around the rim. He does that Euro step, and when there's no place to go, and he just kind of gets into trouble, and then he's flailing up a not a good shot. And
the things that we discussed at the beginning of the season for kind of what we had hoped for with Mario, if you had told me 50% 3-point shooting, which he is still shooting, he's 20 of 40 on the year.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Obviously. Duh. 32.5% from 2.
Yeah. Wow. So weird.
It's really low. And he's known in the ACB, he had a good reputation for driving and finishing in traffic.
He's great at the lines. 87, almost 87%. Yeah. I would trust him at the end, but he just isn't a threat to score unless he's kind of catch and shoot. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. One of his comps right now on Ken Palm is from 2016 Jalen Brunson. So I will be happy with that. But he's loving that and how well
we need him to start. I don't want Braden to keep the job. I want Mario to win it back. He's got the higher upside. If you don't want to talk about national championship, Final Four type contender, we need him to realize his potential more than.
But we've talked
Braden's
about that
playing
before,
about as well as he can play. He's good. He's a talented player. He's a good point guard. But Mario has got he flashes the higher upside.
I have a completely baseless and absolutely inappropriate theory about Mario. You guys want to hear it?
Sure.
I think his love in Mallorca broke up with him over the holiday. He showed up at Pepperdine.
Explains the hair.
He showed up at Pepperdine with shaved head, teddy bear style, and it was bleached a little bit. He looked I didn't even recognize him. I was like, "Who's that?" Until he turned around and saw the back of his jersey. I was like, "Wait, that's Mario? That doesn't look anything like him." So I think he went through a bad breakup and he shaved his head, and he's just a little bit down. And I think he's going to come out of it. That's my completely baseless nonsense goofball theory on what's going on with Mario.
3 pointers, 5 assists, and no turnovers. That's his best game in a while. So maybe he's going to bounce out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting point about wanting him, thinking we're better off with him starting. And I sort of feel like.
I'm not saying that right now. I'm saying that
no.
Our ceiling is better if he's the one who realizes his potential.
Braden does feel a little bit more like raising the floor versus raising the ceiling. However, he is pretty steady consistently. So if he's not making some of those silly passes, and if he is any level of a threat to score, talking about Braden, I'm not sure I'd rather Mario go back to starting if it's going to mean he can get in some minutes against a backup and keep the offense a little bit more efficient. I don't know. That's a really interesting point. I'm kind of talking myself around as we're saying it.
And it's also a bigger picture. There's no problem with their offense right now. They scored 99 points. They're the second or third ranked offense in Ken Palm right now in efficiency. Their defense is having the
struggle.
The struggle in the last couple weeks.
Interesting. I'm trying to look up their college basketball reference, whether they have the box plus minus on it, and see what they have from the defensive end for those two, to see if one might have a better feel for our defense, because the defense has struggled a little bit more as Braden's played a little bit more in the last couple of games and 2 of the last 3 games. So I do think that's kind of interesting. An interesting idea and an interesting.
I don't know if he's played that. I mean, he's starting, but they're still playing the same minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, the sickness game aside, because Mario clearly had 2 games where he, especially the one where he was clearly not worth having on the floor. But he's been healthy. Now they're 23 and 21 minutes, and then they're just one starting and the other's not. But
if he could just finish it
some of the advanced numbers, they have a defensive rating is about the same. So their defensive rating is about the same, and their offensive rating, Braden's a little bit better.
But what a luxury to have 2 guards who can, like, when one's not playing well, Mark can kind of just like ride.
Here we are talking about this,
right? Like, okay,
they've only played on the floor like together, like one time this year.
Yeah, very rare.
I'd still be interested to see how that goes if they share
anyway.
Flow.
It's nice to have that luxury, because against San Diego, Mario is doing well, except for the 0 of 3 again from 2, which is just bizarre.
Give me a zagging up, Adam.
A zagging up. What did I have for this? Jalen Worley.
Yeah. How about
him.
That guy, huh?
Yeah. How about him?
Savior of the San Diego game.
Oh, man. On a day when the bigs just did not get going until really late, if at all. In fact, they were both, they were both under their average for sure, especially Graham. We'll talk about Graham.
Huff was pretty efficient.
But Jalen Worley looking great. Much. MVP, Ken Palm MVP of that game. He's 4-4 from the line. Yes, sir. 14 rebounds, 5 assists, only 2 turnovers, 3 steals, just filling it up from all around the floor. His best game as a Zag, I think. Yeah, I don't think there's any argument
by a lot.
9 of 4.
One off his best game as a collegiate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 5 best at his career high in rebounds by 5.
And he was
34 minutes.
All over the place. Like
7 offensive rebounds pops off the page.
Yeah, it really does. That's a lot.
He was so good.
No one else was close. Yeah, he was great.
He was so
really,
good.
really good.
He's going to be trouble for the West Coast Conference.
Well, because he's going to come in against second units and just destroy people.
Yeah, I don't think he came out of the game at all.
No.
Since he went in the first time at like 15 minutes, because he played 35 minutes, 4:34 or something. He was in and did not come out.
Yeah, because he was a complete dervish, and you couldn't take him out because he was the only guy on the floor who was showing any kind of, in my opinion.
It's the correct opinion.
I think he was great. There's very little bad you can say about Worley this particular week, and especially that San Diego game. Marty, damn you to hell! Give me another zagging up.
The 3-point shooting continues to just be rolling. Since the Michigan game, when they were 3 of 22, they have not shed any game less than 37%. And every other game besides, I think it was the UCLA game, has been north of 40%. They were 44% in this last game. They are now like 32nd or something in the country, somewhere in the low 30s in 3-point shooting. Like they have really, and in this particular, the last game, the San Diego game, it was really consistent across the board, except for Adam Miller, who I'm not that worried about because he's been good lately.
And he's pretty streaky.
He was 0 for 2, but then we had 3 for 6, 1 for 1, 1 for 2, 2 for 4, 1 for 3. So it was like really nice and balanced 3-point shooting. And the guys who shot them are the guys you want shooting them. It was nice to see Emmanuel finally hit a 3 because Emmanuel Inocente has been on a horrible 3-point slump in the last like 5 to 8 games. So he hit 1 too. How about Tyon Grant Foster hitting his last 3? I think he's got that 3 in a row.
4? No, it's 4 in a row. I think.
Is it 4 in a row? Well,
and Oregon, he hit his only one in against Oregon too.
It's pretty. I mean, I texted you guys when he had 2 against Pepperdine. I texted you something like conference TGF. Like in the conference, he's going to shoot 45% from 3. I kind of said it as a joke, but hey, in the conference, he's 100% from 3. So.
That's pretty good. I'll take that.
Anyway, it's nice to see him hitting threes.
Yeah, indeed.
I'll go and add on to that with Tyon Grant Foster. This is kind of the third game, I think, in a row, the USD game, where he's sort of, the Oregon game was like a step in the right direction, but Pepperdine and then USD, 18 points a game in each, and more than that, he seemed like he was a little more comfortable, and especially since he's been moved to the bench, I think this little stretch is by far the best he's looked. So I'm excited about his prospects if he nails down a role, gets comfortable, comes in as that high energy. He's, I think, the best rated defensive player on the team, at least by some of the advanced metrics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much stock you can really put into him, but it's there.
You wonder how he's dealing with the bench situation, because he's been definitely the last 2 years at Grand Canyon. He was starting. He started 70 games.
Conference Player of the Year.
And now he's all of a sudden having to come off the bench. People kind of just throw that away. They don't really think about it, but it might be really hard for a player to make that transition.
I think it has to be
used to starting.
Maybe that's why it was 3 or 4 games where it took a little bit of getting used to. So
yeah, my favorite play of his, he had a sick block in that Pepperdine game where the guy, I forget which guy it was, one of their little pipsqueak guys. He was a tenacious.
One of their Slavic nation guys.
No, not one of he was the other guy. And he went up and it was like Tyon was just waiting. He just leapt. He's
really good at the weak side block.
He got up
coming across
so high and just stuffed it off the backboard, just like perfection. I was like, that was a sweet block.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of the regular rotation guys, according to College Basketball Reference, he's still the second highest rated defender after Worley.
Yeah, it's the blocks.
He's still doing
no one else gets blocks.
Yeah.
So blocks are, I think, a big factor in that.
Let's take a look at something less good and a little bit of a scaling down. And I'll go, since what's here, and we've kind of hinted around it. Let's talk about Graham E.K.
Yeah,
outplayed.
We love ya.
We do love him. However, not the best 3-game stretch. Outplayed by Nathan Biddle against Oregon. He wasn't bad per se. I mean, he was 4-14, which is pretty bad. 4-10 from 2, 0-4 from 3. And then he did thankfully hit 9 of his 11 free throws. Biddle had a great game. Okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
He was all right against Pepperdine, 13-10 with a couple of assists and a block. Kind of as unremarkable a double-double as you get. And then the USD thing. So it's weird that he played 23 minutes. I feel like he only played 12, but I guess he did play 23 minutes. I'm sorry, man. You just can't, you can't do the nonsense that you're doing as a fifth-year senior. He shot great. He was 5 of 5 from the floor, not so much from the free throw line, but 3 turnovers, 1 of 5 from the line. And it's the nature of the fouls, right? What's his name? Boscovich. Just running his mouth.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Just being
Shut up. He got a technical, Boscovich did.
Yeah.
After EK fouled him because he's running his mouth. Good. You essentially turned the trap back on him, got the technical. Just shut up. The next possession, he goes down, flattens him, gets pulled, and then slams the water bottle down and just gets one of the worst tees that you'll see. When's the last time you heard Few go on the record basically ripping him? I mean, I guess maybe last year. But just if Few doesn't go on the record really...
Yeah, it's true.
Taking out his players, saying it's unacceptable, it's not helping, it's really, really hurting the team. He's a great player, but that behavior is just really hurting the team. That's about as brutal as Mark Few gets in public. He didn't start the second half. He goes in less than a minute. He picks up his 4th foul.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Right away, he gets his 4th foul.
Reversion to old EK.
Yeah, it's like he crumbles and he can't overcome the emotions. And doesn't happen that often, but a couple times a year. And it shows that it's easy to get inside his head. If you're a defender who wants to mess with him, or not a defender, but just an opposing player, you can mess with him and get him off his game, get him out of the game after picking up a technical. It's such a liability.
And by a lot of measures, it's not even that. I mean, this is obviously an important point, and he needs to stay on the floor. I mean, the offense rotates around him. He needs to be on the floor and be a leader for this team. And if he's going to take himself off the floor with dumbass fouls, that's not great. But in addition to that, he's not shooting the way he did last year. In many metrics, this is his weakest year in a Gonzaga uniform. I mean, his effective field goal percentage is the lowest it's been. It's at only 53.8%. Last year was 61.5. Now I'm comparing partial season to full season stats here, so it's not, necessarily apples to apples, but it's trending in a direction that's not great. Like his true shooting percentage, 58%. Last year was 65. The year before that it was 63. It's not.
I'll push back a little on that, if I can. He's attempting. I don't know if the numbers are exactly the same, but it feels like he's attempting a little bit more threes. But he's what? He's attempting some more threes just based on the sheer numbers of 33 last year. He's already at 24. Had a couple of hot moments where maybe he looked like he might be an okay 3-point shooter. I think the big thing for me, just from an eye test perspective, he is running a lot different. He's taking a different shots now. I think part of the reason he gets those, and Huff is not too dissimilar, where you get these 12 for 14 type games is because all of his shots are right at the rim, right? Mm-hmm. He's doing fadeaways now. He's stepping out a little bit. He's expanding kind of the repertoire. So with that comes a little bit more, if they're not shots you're used to hitting, then it's a little show. I might be defending him where he doesn't need to be defended, but
I mean, it's not. I mean, all those numbers are fine. I'm just saying, in some metrics, it looks like some things are down. I mean, his assist rate is a lot higher than it was, and that comes from playing alongside Huff. Obviously, like he's been able to find him in really cool situations. Like it's fun to watch them play together, and they play well together. And Huff is just like his numbers are absolutely ridiculous right now, off the charts.
A lot of that is a result of,
but yeah, Ike's drawing so much attention.
He has more doubles than Huff by far.
And he's getting, Braden gets so many putbacks, so many offensive rebounds for putbacks because Ike draws two guys, he puts up a shot and he misses it. It's like, I wonder, I'm sure there's a stat there somewhere. We don't pay enough money to stats holders to know this, but I bet there's a stat about like how many missed Graham Ike shots what percentage of those does Braden Huff then rebound and put back?
Huh.
That's interesting. It seems like a lot. So anyway, but I'm just saying, like he seems a little off. And his offensive rating, though, isn't too far off. I don't know. It just seems like the whole team felt a little funky the last few games. But
I don't know. I think overall he's really, really strong. I think those offensive numbers are skewed by a couple of abysmal shooting performances.
Yeah, but
the Michigan game, they're part of the stats. I know, but like in the Oregon game, he's a terrible shooting performance from him. Take out the numbers are pretty darn comparable to last year, but. His shenanigans, I mean, not that this is super important. It is really annoying, but the shenanigans are really important. What I'm getting at is, this is what I think is the biggest reason he's not going to win the MVP of the conference, which isn't that important. What I think is coaches vote on it, right? Or is it media?
Coaches.
I never remember. It doesn't matter.
I believe it's the coaches.
They see the kind of behavior and they get turned off. They're going to be like, okay, this not only he isn't. His awesome stat lines will make up for his poor stat lines. That's not that big a deal. But it's the bullshit technical fouls and the attitude that he shows during games, and the coaches they're like, this guy doesn't deserve to win the MVP. I'm not going to vote for him.
Yeah, right.
Plus, they're leaving the conference. Screw them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's that. That's definitely happening.
The anti-Gonzaga bias.
I'm sure he's the favorite to win it, but he's not going to win it.
I think at this point, I'd bet Huff wins it over him.
No Gonzaga player will win it.
Well, I know, but who has a better chance on this team to win it?
It's gonna be like Mikey Lewis, even though he's kind of not playing as well as he used to be, or it's gonna be that Santa Clara kid.
All right. Well, what's next?
It's gonna.
Are we done enough?
Do you have any Gailing down? Anybody else?
I don't want
else you want to talk about?
Any more negative things? I'm dead.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's jump real quick to a resume watch to fill this recap section out.
You ever look at an old resume and just marvel at the lies?
So some things have happened. We lost a Q1 game, barely. We could get it back. We could get it back. The Oklahoma is now ranked 51st in the net. If they are 50th, it becomes a quad 1 win.
Jeez.
We lost that one. They're now a quad 2. They're gonna be straddling it. I think hopefully they don't tank, but hopefully they're top 50 all year. Anyway, so that's now quad 2. Creighton is now up to 49. They've beat Xavier, Marquette, and Butler over the holidays. So they've righted the ship. They're 4-0 since December 17th, and they're 49th in the net. So now that's a quad 2 win instead of being quad 3. So that was cool. Arizona State, they've dropped. They were 58th now. That loss to Oregon State stank. It's a stanky loss. But they start Big 12 play on the 3rd. So Arizona State, I don't have a lot of hope for them. I think the Big 12 is going to take their lunch on a nightly basis. And our road win is not going to be quad 1. That's my personal belief on that one. Alabama holding steady. Maryland's a quad 3. Doesn't show any sight that that's going to change. They're at 147 in the net. Kentucky's holding steady. UCLA's at 40. So that's going to be a solid road or neutral quad 1. And Oregon going up to 97.
Okay.
They were way down below 100, and so now they are now on a quad 2.
Okay.
So that win is now looking a little bit more valuable. We're 3-1 in quad 1 and 4-0 in quad 2. So that's a good 7-1 and 1-2 quad 1 and 2, which is great. Oregon still no good wins at all, but plenty of opportunities in the Big 12 or sorry Big 10.
And a nice moral victory against Gonzaga.
And hopefully they can start to play well. I have a glimmer of hope that maybe they can play really well in the Big. I mean, they were a Sweet 16 team last year. They got some of the same players back. Biddle's healthy. Yeah. Maybe they can play well and become a quad 1 win. They have a wide ways to go.
Your optimism is almost enthusiastic.
I have more hope that becomes a quad 1 win than I do that Arizona State can jump 3 spots.
Son of a bee. Marty, come back. His pause is good. It's a good pause.
It's very enthusiastic right now.
Yeah.
Hey, look. Almost.
There he is.
There he is.
Hi, Mard.
God damn it.
God damn it. It's okay. That was brief. That was like a minute. Not even. But let's should we move at it? I think that was enough. Yeah?
Yeah.
So Chris, why don't you jump in? Go to the ladies.
No, just push a button.
I'll do the lady drop.
Huh?
That didn't sound right. Okay.
You creep.
You're going to talk us into the ladies.
Oh, sorry.
Do a little transition.
I do hope Oregon can get up. It's a big ask still, though we have, 17 spots left to jump in the net. But stranger things have happened. They have a nice moral victory. They have a nice moral victory over Gonzaga to a platform, maybe. Who knows? Let's see. Let's jump to the Gonzaga women, who got a couple of nice wins, one of which was really, really fun.
You got to put it up if you're Kaylin. Oh,
That's the halfway line, and that three-pointer makes Allie Turner the all-time single-season record holder.
So we'll start with the non-fun one first. They slaughtered Pepperdine, which was great to see, 75-52, and I'll talk about a couple of those things in a second. But the fun game was this opener in the conference, LMU, 87-80 in double OT.
Ooh.
So a couple of fun highlights to talk about. Down 4 points with 90 seconds. Allie gets a bucket, and then Lauren gets a bucket, and we had a couple of stops. We tied it up. Sent it to OT. With 2 minutes left in OT, we're down 6, looking like the sky is falling. And then we on the next possession, we take the entire clock down. So we take it down to like 1 minute and 25 seconds. And then Inez buries like a 28-foot three-pointer to cut it to 3. That was a huge moment. And then we forced a contested 3 by LMU with 10 seconds left. Sorry. And then with 10 seconds left, Allie hits a 3 to tie it, which was awesome. They sent it to the second OT. The second OT, the teams were dragging. There wasn't any points scored until 2.5 minutes left. We built a 4-point lead, but then LMU hit a 3 to cut it to 1. And then I think a big moment, because this is a freshman, Jaden Hale, she hit a jumper from the elbow to put us back up 3. And it was great because they were giving her that shot all night, and she wasn't taking it, but she shot it with confidence, swished it. It was great to see, especially since she scored 21 in the next game against Pepperdine.
Ooh.
So now that's 2 straight games for her with double-digit scoring. And she's a freshman. She's a big from, I think, North Dakota, or maybe South Dakota, one of the Dakotas. But she could be that third. If we get someone to be a consistent third scorer, that would be friggin' amazing. We don't have one of those.
We got Allie and Lauren.
We got Lauren and then we got Allie.
Yeah.
Allie's getting the 3-stroke back, which is great. She was 5 of 8 in the Pepperdine game, and
we knew that was coming back. That was always
2 of. So she's 7 of 11 to start the conference, which is great. They have 2 games on either end of the spectrum coming up. They play Seattle U, which is a truly a terrible team. I should say we're up to 73rd in the net. The women are up to 73 in the net, which is fun. It's not the highest. It's not the highest in the conference, though. That belongs to their next opponent, or after Seattle U. So we get to play Seattle U. It should be an easy road win for the Bulldogs, as long as they don't go crazy with turnovers or something. Oh, that's the other thing. They only turned the ball over 11 times against Pepperdine. So hallelujah. And then they only turned it over 16 times against LMU, which sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it does.
But they average. Yeah. They average 18 a game, so it's less than what they average. Plus, they played 10 extra minutes in that game. So they turned it over 16 times in 50 minutes. That's a trend in the right direction.
All right, yeah.
Anyway, they play Santa Clara, and they're very good, very solid. They're 55th in the net. They're the top-ranked team in the conference. They have some common opponents, along with Gonzaga. They both lost to Stanford. Santa Clara lost by 20. We both lost to Arizona State. Santa Clara lost by 5. And we both beat Grand Canyon, although Santa Clara clocked them by 19. We squeaked by them. Their best win is over San Diego State. They are pretty darn good at rebounding and ball security and blocking shots. So they have a couple women who are pretty great at blocking shots, both averaging over 2 blocks a game. They don't turn it over, which is really important. But they're not a very good shooting team. So the keys will be to just rebound and not turn the ball over.
Okay.
Big game.
Good. Big game. Go Gales. Go Gales.
Go Gales.
Gals.
Go
Gals.
We got to emphasize that one correctly.
Gals.
Gales.
How about that?
Go Bulldogs. I don't know where my head was at with that one, but anyway.
That was a holiday. I didn't think this one through.
Yeah.
Good start for the women.
Well, just like women having a couple of games, we have a couple of games. And apparently we're doing this Friday-Sunday thing now. So that's all right. Cool. So we're going to go with that. We're recording on New Year's Day. Tomorrow we have a 6 p.m. game in Spokane against the Seattle. What the hell are they?
They are the Red Hawks.
Red Hawks. Yeah.
Red Hawks. Not really Red Hawks.
What did they used to be?
They were.
They used to be like the...
It was a Native American name, I think.
Yeah.
They changed it to Red Hawks.
Or something? That wasn't
something like that.
The
Chieftains or Chiefs.
Yeah.
There you go. Even less things that I knew.
Yep.
Of course, Gonzaga then also plays at hosts LMU on Sunday. We'll get to that in a little bit, but let's talk a little bit about Seattle. Let's just start with their best player. We'll start with our creature. We'll jump right in.
That is not the creature report drop, Adam.
Activate creature report.
Facts indeed, Mard. What do we know? Braden Maldonado.
Braden Maldonado. He's one of 3 returning starters for Seattle. 6-foot senior, plays a lot of point guard, but he also plays some off guard, but a lot of point guard. He's out of Anchorage. He's a JC transfer. This is his second year with Seattle. Really good shooter. So he's cooled off a little bit from his torrid start this season, but he is currently 42% 3-point shooter. Interesting if you dig deeper. They're 12-3 are Seattle, and they play 15 games. That's good math. 3 of those games have been total clunkers by Braden. He was 1 of 8, 1 of 7, and 1 of 5 from 3 in those 15 games. Sorry, those 3 games.
Okay.
In the other 12, he's 29 of 56 from 3.
Okay.
So he's normally a fantastic 3-point shooter. Something to keep an eye on. He's also
just give a bunch of threes to the team.
Yeah. He's small, so I don't know. Put something big on him, maybe. He also doesn't miss from the free throw line. He's like 95%, top 10, I think, in the country in free throw percentage. So and he drives in. He had several good drives and finishes and ones against the Huskies. They beat the Huskies which was their best win. By the way, Seattle U owns the very best non-conference win in the conference outside of Gonzaga. I think.
Oh yeah,
They have a better win. The Husky win is better than anything St. Mary's has done.
Yeah.
And it by close shave it beats. Maybe Santa Clara on the road against Xavier, but they're not that good. Xavier's not that good.
No,
but it was a.
was that a home game? Did UW go into Seattle U to play? Oh,
well, they played it at Climate Pledge.
Oh, okay. It's listed as a home game on KenPom, but it's not.
Well, it's weird. They didn't play it in their wonky gym. They played it in Climate Pledge, but they put a Redhawks logo in the center of the court. So, just Redhawks play some of their games at Climate Pledge.
Well, they're playing the Gonzaga game, is it?
Yeah. That'll be an away game, but they played it. They play some games at their gym on campus.
Yeah.
Based on footage of that, sheer KenPom, it's absolutely the best win in conference. That's not Gonzaga. The only one that really that's close. That Xavier win, Mar, that you mentioned, they're 105th in the nation in KenPom. Yeah. So Nevada is number 65. That's a home win for Santa Clara. I'm just scrolling through. Washington State's got nobody. USF 82. St. Mary. Wazoo's got. Let's see who's there. Yeah, that might be the only other one that's really close is Virginia Tech, and that was 62nd. That was for St. Mary. So. I think you're right. I think that's the best non-conference win.
I think it is. Washington is not that bad. They got interesting. Bringing back to Seattle U. Washington has Hannes Steinbeck, their German freshman who's going to be a one and done. He might be a lottery pick. He's really good. Wow. Big fella. Seattle U's big fella, Maurer, who's transferred from Grand Canyon. Austin Maurer. He kind of ate Steinbeck's lunch money, or took his lunch money from him.
Oh, they have a 7-0 guy who's a solid defender. Great. So good.
He's kind of he kind of held his own and then some against Hannes Steinbeck in that UW game. It was kind of an ugly defensive game. Neither team shot it that well, but Seattle U played really well down the stretch in that game, and they were behind in the last 10 minutes, and they finished strong and they won. It was a great win. Washington's kind of I don't know. They got Steinbeck, but their guards are all over the place. You never know what you're going to get from Zoom Diallo or.
Remember how into Zoom Diallo we were?
We were into Zoom.
The Huskies, I don't know. They're okay.
They're okay.
Whatever. It was a great win. Seattle U won. Good for them. They're like a legitimate top third, like top 4 or top 5 for sure. Maybe top 4 in the conference.
Oh yeah.
Chris Victor is probably going to be. He's probably going to be gonzo after this year. He's probably going to. They finished top 4 in this conference. He's going to get a job somewhere else. He's been their coach for like the last 4 years, and he's done a pretty darn good job.
Well, he owns UW, and maybe by that point, UW will be looking for somebody. He doesn't have to travel far. His family can stay where they are.
Yeah, he's beaten them twice in a row.
Yeah, they are. They have the highest rated defense in the conference play so far. 87.
Really? In conference play, Gonzaga's have been pretty bad.
Huh. Yeah, their defense. In fact, Gonzaga is like 5th in conference defense so far.
They played, because they just handled Wazoo and held them to 55.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is we're gonna get rolled. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. There's a couple of things to be like. We're not gonna lose this game, but there's a couple of things to watch. The 7-footer. How are our bigs going to handle another 7-foot guy who is a capable defender? He's not, he's not an elite 7-footer, but it sounds like he's a capable guy. So how are our big
top 60 block percentage? That's pretty decent.
Yeah. So how are we going to handle that? They do play good defense. They are rated. Their scouting report on KenPom, they're ranked 1st in defense, which is good. That's very respectable. They're often
they have a kid who might challenge for defensive player of the year. This wing, Will Heimbrodt, is crazy good at blocking shots. He blocks top 20 in the country.
Wow, they're 7th in the nation in block shot percentage.
Yeah, they block a lot of shots because of him and Maurer, and so this kid he's a wing. He's got really good athleticism and he plays really good defense. He's a good weak side helper, and he
can get hot offensively.
And he's one of their best
4
players.
games, 20 points already this season.
Yeah, I think this is it could be a feisty game. I'm not concerned about this game. Like, we're in the kennel, and the students are back, right? No, not yet. Not yet. Probably not.
Probably not yet.
Not yet. But anyway,
they might open it up if they start early this week. I don't know.
Yeah, but anyway, the kennel. This is a home game in the kennel. I'm not worried about this game. The game in Climate Pledge, a few weeks or a couple weeks, that game could be spicy.
Yeah. And we haven't even touched on the Jun Suk-yo revenge game.
Yeah.
We all know is coming.
Yeah, how has he been playing?
Been playing well. He's starting every game. He's averaging, he's never going to light up. He's averaging just under 12 points, 4 boards, shooting respectably under 30% from 3, so not great there. But shooting, 46% from the field. So he's useful. Like
he doesn't come off the floor much. He's on the floor all the time.
Yeah.
So he plays about 29 minutes a game. So he gets a lot of usage. And he's a big body, so he's one of their best rebounders. Yeah, he's a valuable piece.
All right, good. I guess Redhawks. I think it's fun to have the Seattle U team in the conference. I think it's cool. I'm glad that they're there.
Heck
Just
yes.
in time for us to leave.
Yeah.
I'm missing the game, as I've already complained about, but I really wish I was going. But yeah, they're not good. What we're gonna have the edge on them is rebounding. They're a bad rebounding
For all their
team.
tall wings and their 7-foot center, they're not a very good rebounding team at all.
Just really pretty terrible, actually.
Over 300 in offensive rebounding percentage, 276 in allowing offensive rebound percentage.
Yeah, that's not going to go well.
That is one of those things where we could see Worley, we could see Grant Foster really start to crash those boards.
Yeah, that's going to be. They turn people over, so I'll be interested in see if we can keep our turnovers down.
We've done a better job of that until the USD game. We'd been trending in the right direction.
But yeah, that offensive rebounding for theirs really stands out. It's like a kind of an outlier. It's kind of weird. Anyway, it really hurts their overall offensive efficiency rating.
Plus, we have yet to unleash Fogel fully. So,
yes,
give me Fogel.
There was
we
no
didn't even talk about that.
USD. There was no USD Fogel.
Yeah, against Pepperdine, we kind of didn't. We didn't touch on it, but
did not get to go. But I did get to Pepperdine. And he got a dunk, and that was cool.
Offense wasn't an issue.
No,
they're scoring 100 points. They don't really need the Fogel offense. I don't have a problem with him not playing him.
Fogel experience. Still the only.
Oh, it's so weird.
He uses every
15 points. Did you notice too in Pepperdine? Like he wasn't just doing the chuck thing. Like he wasn't hero balling it. He was actually running in with the play and
he was
taking motion. Like it's almost like he knows what he's doing and he just knows he's in the end of the game, so he could just screw it and shoot.
If you said something like that, I was listening to the House of Cross podcast, and they said they had a funny observation about. He might be in the running for conference freshman of the year, which is like not really, but if he
also
scores, no, but it would be hilarious because none of his points ever matter. But he's still scoring a point a minute.
Yeah, his points per 40 minutes played is like I don't have it in front of me, but it's got to be
crazy.
Absolutely crazy. It's gonna be like 40.
His points per possession is out of control.
Yeah.
And he's such an interesting, exciting player to watch. Whatever.
Give me all the football.
Any other things for the Seattle game that you're looking for? Anything else that you want to see from us?
Let's just have a good EK
from a
game.
defensive standpoint.
Yeah, that's
stay out of trouble.
Same with Adam.
Yeah,
I want the EK bounce back game.
Yeah,
he usually bounces back from these emotional games and has a good game. But this will be he going against a big 7-footer who can block shots. I want an EK bounce back game.
All right. Well, if I may,
I'm with you there.
If I may transition a little bit, mentioning, I was at the Pepperdine game this last weekend, and it was a really delightful time. I brought my younger son and my nephew, who are the same age. They're a couple of third graders. They really enjoyed it. And I think as we were talking about how to approach this last conference season WCC, we wanted to kind of come out of a way to make it a little special. And I wanted to talk about, we're going to talk about memories we have of these WCC teams and games that Gonzaga has played against them. And I think it's important there's a lot that this Gonzaga team and this program is going to gain by going to a bigger conference with, bigger schools and higher competitiveness. But at the same time, I think it's really important for us to keep track of the things that we'll lose by leaving the WCC, because there are some really good things about being in a small conference. And the prime example was this trip up to Malibu on Sunday. Beautiful drive. It's sunset. It's like you can see 3 Channel Islands. It's just an absolutely beautiful campus, small school. You walk up, the parking is super easy. You walk up into Firestone Fieldhouse, and that place is tiny. You want to talk about, it's got to be the smallest in the conference. It's so small. There barely holds any people. The players, to get to the locker rooms, have to walk through like the lobby area to get to the lockers, like where like people are just like milling around. And so you're very close to everything. I took a leak next to Adam Morrison, because there's no like separate media. There's no like back room place for them to go. Chris, you're muted. There's no like back place for them to go. So like you're just intermingling. A couple years ago I was there and I walked up to Greg Heister, and that was like when we had him on the show, and I was like, "Hey Greg, what's up? I'm Adam," introduced myself, and he was just right there. So that kind of access for things. And my favorite was at the end of the game, we were walking out, and I know where the teams need to go by, right? So I just told my nephew and my son, I was like, "Go stand over there. Just stand." There was like not really anybody there right at that moment. I was like, "Go stand there and then get high fives when everyone walks out." And so like they were able to just stand there and get high fives from Graham and Britt, like all the guys just walking by and like dapping them up and like giving fist bumps and stuff. And it was that's the kind of thing we're going to lose when we go to those bigger arenas and those bigger schools. Like you're just not going to have that experience that easily unless you have like some kind of special access, right? But it was just cool to be in that small gym, and we're going to lose some of that interaction with the players, I think, and that'll be kind of a bummer, but ultimately best. But that's the kind of stuff that we're talking about when we talk about memories of WCC games. My son,
it's the kind of stuff you don't think of very often.
Yeah. And he walked away from that one and go, "Wow, Dad, those guys are big. They're like twice your size." I was like, "Well, not quite. They're not, 10 feet tall."
You're bigger than 5 feet, Adam.
I know.
That's funny.
Anyway,
they have to be 11 feet.
So what we're gonna do is every time we go into one of these previews where it's the last time, we're gonna share some memories about the school. So this next one is LMU.
Do you want to do that now? Do you want to wait till the end?
Let's do the end.
All right, let's do the end. So let's jump right in against LMU, a Sunday's game. Man, are we back on? We're not on the national broadcast, right? We're still on both. Yeah, the local broadcast. So ESPN Plus if you're outside of Spokane. KHO, there's a Fox 28 it says on LMU. So if you're in that Spokane region. Anyway, so second game of the weekend, hosting LMU, the Lions. Lions could be okay. They're ranked right around Seattle. They're 10-5. They don't really have a great win. Their best win is Troy, number 131. They hung tight against St. Mary's a couple days ago, so that was kind of their big shot. But they got blown out by St. Louis. They were beaten fairly comfortably by 10 points by UC San Diego, excuse me. And they have a home loss to Stony Brook, which is gross. It's 256th.
UC San Diego joining the West Coast Conference?
Yes.
Pretty sure they are.
Are they? They are.
Yeah.
There you
Next
go.
year or the year after.
Mm-hmm.
Well, taking their place and right away losing to a future WC.
That's a good ad.
It is a good
Top
ad.
100
They made
team.
the tournament last year. That's
all things considered. So let's break it down with our patented free Ira Brown tale o' the tape.
Gonzaga's at number 5 in Ken Palm and number 4 in the net. We scored 93 points per contest. That's 12th best in the country.
Well, that's pretty good. The Lions of Loyola Marymount University, Ken Palm, 118, net 120, scoring 78.6 points per game. Good for, bad for, 173rd in the country. Pretty average.
Gonzaga has a 72.3 possessions per game, which is 37th in the country.
All right, LMU 67.9, 243rd. They're slowing it down.
Gonzaga is 29th best two-point shooting team in the country, 59%.
145th, 52.9%.
Gonzaga is the 34th best three-point shooting team in the country at 37.9%.
Here a lot closer. LMU at 51st at 37.1%. Not bad.
Gonzaga is the 214th best free throw shooting team in the country at 70.7%.
That's god awful. But you know what's god awful worse? Is 3.1%, which is what the Lions are shooting from the line. That is 353rd in this nation, kids.
It's actually unbelievable.
Yeah.
Adjusted offensive efficiency for every 100 possessions, Gonzaga scores 126.3 points. It's 4th best.
Yeah, LMU at 191st at 106.7.
And on defense, it's 94.4 points given up for GU, down to 11th.
They lost some stuff in that San Diego game for sure. 101.9 points given up per 100 possessions. That's 65th in the nation for LMU.
The Bulldogs turned it over 10.5 times per game for a 14.1% rate. That's 25th best.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Turnovers per game, 12.2 for the Lions. That's 18% of their possessions for 217th in the nation.
And Gonzaga gets 37.6% of the offensive rebounding opportunities, which is 32nd best.
Also good. The Lions, Stanley Johnson, 213th in the nation at 29.8% in this 250-year-old nation in which we find ourselves.
Wow. The 250-year-old. In case you weren't sure about the 250. Anyway, we won't talk about that. Let's talk a little bit, too, about where their strengths are. We talked a little bit about, obviously, the numbers. They're a good three-point shooting team, which is always a little scary. I don't like seeing a team that's a decent defensive team and can hit threes because that seems like a recipe for an upset in one-off games. But, Mard, are you confident about this? Do you have any worries coming into this from LMU's perspective?
No.
Perspective of playing LMU,
I'd be
I guess I should say.
more worried about. I think Seattle's better. I'm not too worried about Loyola. They defend shooting well, and they shoot it pretty well themselves. But just like Seattle U, they have trouble rebounding. They can't rebound the ball. And I think when you go against Gonzaga, you're just going to get swallowed up by our rebounding abilities, not just from EK, but Worley, Tyon Grant Foster flying in there. Huff is even a little bit better rebounder this year than he was last year. But I just think, and we're a good offensive rebounding team. That's going to be a huge piece of the game.
Yeah, it's this game. Look,
I'm not worried about Loyola.
It's so funny because you're right, Mard. These teams are very similar. The Ken Palm projections are very similar. It's like 1 point difference, and it's these teams are kind of the same. They're just slightly above average.
See, I feel like I'm more worried from a defensive perspective. I'm more worried about LMU, if only because they have two guys, especially Amy and Brown, who chuck threes like crazy. Like they're almost, that can't be right, like 7-8 a game at this point. For the two of them, something close to that. They're both. Well, Brown's only at 30%, but Amy's at 41% from three. Like that's solid. They don't. I worry.
41% 3-point shooter.
Yeah, I worry when you end up having a guy that can shoot that, and you get hot. If you get another guy with Amy, Brown's not a great 3-point shooter, but if he gets a little hot, sorry, I inverted them again. Damn it. But yeah, it's if you take out where's their games. I'm looking at the ESPN stats have it a little bit different than. So forgive me, I'm clumbling over my stats here. Amy's at 39%, Brown's at 40%. That's what I thought I was seeing. So that's what worries me. You have two guys that can get hot from three, and they are volume 3-point shooters. They're at 7-8 a game. Like that's a little scary for me.
111 or more shots each. That's chucking.
Wow,
yeah.
That is chucking.
But
yeah,
they're going to be facing. If you still like our defense, which I do, it's had a tough time recently, but. Size in the perimeter is important. We have the better athletes. I think we're going to bounce back from this USD performance on defense and hold LMU.
Yeah,
we're
going to beat them. I mean, it's fine. They're LMU.
It's fine. I know. I'm trying to talk myself into being worried about it. Two teams that are kind of between 100, 120 on Ken Palm.
Just stop it.
I mean, they have some. We can talk about it. But they have
on the road, maybe. At home, I can't.
Oh, you can't fathom that? Really? Is your memory so short?
Yes, in fact, it is. We can talk about that in just a moment.
Different teams.
Very different teams, and also, I still think you're going to. If we're at home, we're a better team, and especially if the students are back. I don't know that they are, but especially if they are, it's going to be an energetic crowd.
Yeah,
yeah.
We should win that game.
It's one of those games where I could see the LMU game. He doesn't shoot very much, but he has the offense runs through him. His assist rate is like top 15 in the country. Yeah, it seems like they're one of those teams that can make things annoying for you.
Yeah.
But in the end, don't have the horses or the Lions to get over things. They're the Lions. Anyway.
They have 7-1. Ricky Sansa has been there forever.
He's
keep
still
thinking
there?
he's going to be good.
Good
Because I watch him play a lot, right? Like I've watched LMU play a lot of basketball games in person. And I always think man, that guy could be good if he just would just work on his fundamentals a little bit. But He's just a big guy.
You got Asanza and then Rokas Yoshis, who I assume is Romanian. I'll check that. Both playing, less than half the game. So
Fragilistic Rokas.
Lithuanian, excuse me.
XP Rokar Joshis. It's there. It's there, right?
This is our only game against Loyola this year.
Yeah, I did not get my
only
LMU season tickets because Gonzaga is not playing at LMU.
Bummer.
So, yeah.
How are you ever going to go?
Well, now it's only $15 per game to go to the other games. So it's not like it's a big loss. Anyway.
No, it is not. For what it's worth, Ken Palm has us in both games as about 12-point wins. So
12
each. Both 12.
No.
I think that sounds about right. I would really like to see our
22.
defense bounce back, especially against.
What are you looking at, dude?
What?
20.
I can't count. Jesus Christ.
We're
doing a daytime recording. We're doing a daytime recording, and it's throwing me off completely. I can't talk. I can't count.
There's a kid in the background.
Is there? Can you hear him?
Both games are 22-point projections.
That's what I meant.
We're going to win.
We're going to cover. We're going to cover both.
Yeah.
We did not cover against USD, which
by a long shot.
By a long shot.
It was like 28 points.
28.5 is what it was.
8.5. That was a wake-up call. I love that Few has that. They can put the lads, get to their attention.
Yeah.
You love to win and have something to coach with.
Well, let's, since Adam made fun of my memory, which today is very, very reasonable, let's talk about our favorite LMU memory or memories. I imagine there'll be some overlap. Ad, do you want to go first?
All right. Sorry.
What?
Who's going first? I was singing over
you. You said your name.
Oh, my name. Yes. Well, I have lots of memories of Gonzaga playing in LMU, but I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm going to go through the most memorable one, which was coming off of a home loss to LMU. On Thursday, January 19th, 2023, not so long ago, Gonzaga lost 68-67 at home to the Lions, in which Cam Shelton scored 27 points. 27 points.
Hero.
To 62 Cam Shelton.
Including he banked a shot in at the end.
Yeah.
15 seconds.
Kaley Lupepe was there. Anyway.
Lupepe.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah. You gotta give it up for Kaley Lupepe. Anyway, but it wasn't that game.
Where's he?
My biggest memory is a couple weeks later, Gonzaga is going into the Mount, right? Loyola Marymount, the Galen Center there. And there's a buzz. Like everyone was like, oh man, we beat them. Like maybe we got our team's good and blah, blah, blah. And they had like t-shirts they were handing out. And like, they were all, I don't know, the students were showing up, which they almost never do at LMU, but they were a little bit excited, right? And I go and I'm full Gonzaga gear sitting right in the front. And we absolutely destroyed them.
Complete curb
stomp.
We were very mad. We were very mad.
I have never seen a game like that where it was a fun blowout. It wasn't like a dragging blowout, like, oh, we're just grinding.
The other team stunk. This was Gonzaga.
We were like alley-oop dunks, oboe, it's just like exciting. Everyone, they were just like really taken to him with style. I can't, and it was just like looking around, like watching all these people who started so high, just going, oh wait, this
because didn't they have one of those like they got everybody sold out, the arena sold out, and
they had like t-shirts, like it was a whole thing.
The whole thing.
And my God, after 4 minutes, they were like
that game was 5-4. And then it was 25-4, and then it was 35-10, and then it was 54-20, and it was 68-28 at halftime.
Wow.
We scored more points in the first half of that game than we did in the entire game in which they beat us.
Correct. Wow. We lost by at 68-67. We were up by 51 6 minutes into the second half, and according to something called Stats Perform, it was the largest road win by a Division I team in 40 years against a team they had lost to at home earlier.
The lads were dialed in.
Yeah.
They were angry.
Anyway.
Why do you keep calling it Galen Center, by the way? Isn't that USC?
Yeah, it is. What am I talking about?
Gersten?
Yeah, Gersten.
Yeah,
I got my G's mixed up. I'm so sorry.
I'm contagious is what's happening.
Gersten Pavilion. God, wow, weird.
Anyway. Mard, was that your favorite memory?
No. But I just looked up Kaley Lupepe. You guys want to know what he's up to? It's kind of sad.
I do.
Oh no, it's sad.
He joined the NBL in Australia for the Sydney Kings.
Sad.
No, that isn't. He had a good year his first year was, I read, as strong first NBL season, but this year he tore his ACL.
Oh.
So that's actually a huge bummer for me. I like Kaley Lupepe. His arms are absolutely enormous.
Yeah, the guy's jacked.
Look at the pictures of
Weird
him.
hair.
Oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, no, my memory is not at Gersted. My memory is, and I watched this. I found it on YouTube. It was so awesome. Okay, Monday, March 6th, 2006. This is an Adam Morrison year. This is the finals. You'll probably remember this as I start telling you the story, and it's a good story, so buckle up. The finals of the WCC tournament. The game was played at home when they rotated the site of the tournament.
That's right.
We were hosting that game. So we're playing a home in front of the home fans. Somehow, 5th seeded Loyola made it to the finals. I think they beat St. Mary's or someone. Gonzaga was ranked 4th in the country. Calling the game was Dave Pash and Rick Majerus.
Oh my God.
Wow. Rick Majerus.
A young Mark Few, still very much in his suit wearing era for games, which he hasn't worn a suit in a game forever.
I genuinely don't even remember that.
So this game, you'll remember when I start talking.
No,
about
I don't remember Few wearing suits.
Oh, he used to wear suits for like, I don't know, the first 10 years he coached the team. Anyway, so we struggle mightily in this game. Morrison scored our first 12 points before anyone else scored with like 11 minutes to go in the first half. Loyola was up 48-33 with 13 and a half minutes to go in this game. We were down by 15 at home in the WCC championship, and Loyola was 12-17 that year.
Whoa.
12-17. We erased the 15-point lead almost entirely without Adam Morrison. He had a couple good rebounds and an assist and one really important steal in the comeback where he stole the inbounds pass and fell on his back as he was stealing it. Tried to pass it to Heitfeld from his back. It was deflected into Pargo's hands, freshman Jeremy Pargo, who lobbed it to Earl Knight for an alley-oop dunk. The place went crazy. It was really exciting. Morrison is showing major emotions, and the Morrison Adam used to smack his head.
Yeah.
You could freak out. Rivio was abysmal in this game, by the way. Rivio couldn't score. He was like 1 of 7. He scored like 3 points. Pendergraph gave us a lift, though. 7 points off the bench.
Yeah, Pendo.
In 16 minutes. Key 3 down the stretch. Anyway, so we erased that 15-point lead. We took the lead, then gave it back. Pargo hit a big 3 down the stretch, put us up 5 with 3 minutes to go. We thought it was in hand, but we gave the lead back again. LMU had a 6-0 run. They took the lead. So Batista hits a tip-in shot off of a Morrison miss with 1 minute to go. We take the lead 68-67, 6-7.
Stop.
God.
And then
I'm going to kill you.
I love it. Then we stop him. We have the ball again. Batista misses a lay-in with 16 seconds left. LMU gets, you guys don't remember this?
Yeah.
LMU gets the ball back with a chance to win the game. They call timeout. And their big guy, Chris Iyer, misses point blank at the rim. Earl Knight was challenging. He didn't get his hand on it. No one blocked it. The kid just misses it point blank.
It was like the Kyle Walker Kentucky layup miss.
And thanks for that memory.
Yeah. Thanks for the lot, Adam.
Actually, that was against Duke, though.
Oh, Duke, you're right.
Yeah, it was Duke
in
in
the Elite Eight. But so we won the championship. Adam jumps onto the scorer's table and shouting to the crowd. And this kid, poor kid, I feel so bad for him now. 20 years later, I'm like, oh my God, they would have gone to the tournament. He blew it for his team. They would have beaten Gonzaga. They had him. Yeah. They had him. Anyway, that's my most mem of playing LMU over the last 30 years.
I was trying to dig through old ones because I knew we had something like that, and I couldn't put my finger on it. I'm digging out the recap on that. We needed every ounce of McCarthy magic to dig that out, said Coach Mark Few. He's devastated, Matthew Knight said of Air. We'd let him know it's not his fault. It's your fault.
He's devastated.
There was another semifinal conference game semifinal tournament game where Stockton hit a game winner.
Yeah.
Was that LMU or is that Santa Clara?
Santa Clara.
I know Dower had the Santa Clara. Dower had the Santa Clara game. Yeah.
Both were though, weren't they?
Or maybe Earl.
What did you pick,
CB? Yeah, what's yours?
So my big one is a game we've actually talked about before almost. January 8, 2002 was a Friday. That was the last time Pepperdine beat us. We were on the road. The next night, we were at LMU.
Oh, wow. Back to back.
Friday, Saturday turnaround. I know they're not very far, obviously, from each other, but nonetheless.
Probably stayed in the
And that was the game.
Yeah.
That was the game Dick House scored 34 points, including a school record 9 3-pointers in the first half.
That's right.
And he didn't score in the second because the Gonzaga was up 34. So one day after losing to Pepperdine, we lose a Friday at Pepperdine. We crush LMU on Saturday. Dick House was 11 of 14 from the floor. At one point, he scored all of Gonzaga's 21 points in a 21-6 run. He just was one of those like revenge games.
Man, I'd love to watch that again.
Yeah.
They got pissed off from the game before and went and just completely throttled
9
LMU.
in the first half. That must have been so fun to watch. I wonder if I can find it. Okay, not.
So that's my big memory. Some other ones, Dower in 2014 had a 28 and 14 in LA, and then followed it up with 25 and 15 in Spokane. So they liked him on that one. Where's another one? Do you remember Killian Tilly in the 2018 tournament when he went 13 of 14 from 3?
Yeah.
His first game, look at that, was against LMU. So just other things that kind of other memories.
I'm gonna miss going over there to Gersten Pavilion, not whatever I said before. It'll be a bummer to not be able to go.
Because they're never
every season
playing Loyola Marymount again.
Yeah, outside of some random thing. It won't happen.
Would be kind of an interesting.
No, it's never going to happen.
Never. You think never? Never.
I will say never.
Wow.
What teams do we think they would actually play again? Like St. Mary's, depending on whether they come over. Like, yeah,
I sure hope they figure out a St. Mary's game agreement. That's the one I'm hopeful for.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I guess. Because none of these teams are so bad that they would be bye games. Do you think?
Well,
bye games come from lesser conferences.
Pacific might.
Yeah, you might. You might see Seattle U because you can keep it Portland. in the Northwest. I think Gonzaga is going to try to play teams like with this open like late last weekend after Christmas, where Gonzaga normally would be playing a couple of West Coast Conference games. Now with the Pac-12 being a 16-game season, it's not going to be as big a conference schedule. So maybe they have to find another game to play. So maybe they find like UW or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how they're going to do it. But it wouldn't be a West Coast Conference team because the West Coast Conference is starting. But I hope they play a few of the teams. I can't really see any of them playing any of the teams as bye games because I think those games are typically like, like the really low teams.
Yeah.
Campbell, Northern Utah, whatever. That's not going to be. You're not going to get
North Florida,
Pacific to come up and pay them to play. Sounds so lame. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you don't have an existing rapport with them at least. So it depends, I suppose, on how pissed people are about them leaving the conference.
We're gonna play Washington State plenty.
Yeah. I mean,
twice a year.
Washington State, Oregon State.
Yeah,
but that'll at least be easy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, let's finish out with a little bit of fun, and obviously, since it's New Year's, we'll make it New Year's style.
Our shenanigans are cheeky and fun. Evil shenanigans.
I swear to God, the next guy that says shenanigans.
Hey, Farva, what's the name of that restaurant you like with all the goofy shit on the walls and the mozzarella sticks? You mean shenanigans? No. I'm talking about shenanigans, right?
We are, in fact, talking about shenanigans. So let's do a little bit, as it is that time of the year. We are recording on New Year's Day. Let's hit some New Year's resolutions. What do you think? Go ahead, Adam. Why don't you start us off?
Okay. Well, I have a few here. I'm gonna move quickly through them. I'm not gonna elaborate too much, but I have a couple for the team individuals and some for me. So I'm gonna start with one for me, which is to write down podcast thoughts before shows.
Do it.
Yeah.
You got lots of good thoughts, and then you forget all about them before.
Yep. Anyway, that's mine. Quick, simple, go.
Fair enough. I have one that I hereby resolve to stop getting so agitated by Mick Cronin.
Oh, come on.
Come on, it's too fun. It's fun.
And to see if I can get down to LA to interrupt the Amazon guy delivering the bid pacifier and high chair that I sent to Pauly Pavilion.
Nice.
I regret sending this.
I'm trying to be a better person now.
I don't know. resolutions are not about being a better person. They're about how can I have more enjoyment out of life. For example, having a New Year's resolution of buying the new Lego set, the Game Boy. Have you guys seen the Game Boy? It's so freaking awesome. I want it so bad. I'm gonna buy it.
Okay,
that's one of my New Year's resolutions. So
do it.
I'm gonna enjoy more out of life by building the Lego Game Boy.
Love that for you.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Mard.
All right, so mine is the new resolution for Graham Ike. I think you should resolve to try a little tenderness.
Try.
Yeah.
Little tenderness.
Just, you don't have to put your shoulder
gotta do
into everybody all the time.
It's not sentimental. No. Yeah, I like that.
Maybe don't force it. Just try a little tenderness for some time. From time to time.
That ties nicely into my second one, which is I resolve to spend some time specifically working on breathing exercises to help keep myself calm in stressful situations, keep myself from overreacting to obnoxious, persistent little pests. And I resolve to do all this with Mr. Graham Ike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. I like it.
Since we're talking about, we both did team ones. I'm giving the team a resolution is to frigging figure out how to shoot free throws. That's the big New Year's resolution because that's going to be important in one of these games in March. They better figure it out.
They better. I'm gonna rotate.
They suck. They suck at it.
They're not good. Not good. I'm gonna go back to one for me, which is to give more good vibes out and fewer barbs. I have my interactions tend with people. One of the ways that it's like a little bit cutting jokes and comments. I'm gonna try to do more uplifting texts about Doug.
Are you saying
rather than always cutting people down? That's mine. That's one of mine.
I mean, everyone except.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you can still be an asshole like that. So fun.
Pay more compliments. Is what I'm saying. Recognize
I might be going over her.
People in my lives. Anyway,
I'll save my comment because it's related to my next one.
My last one here. This is the third one I have. Otherwise, I'm perfectly perfect, and I don't need any other resolutions.
Perfect.
Is I resolve to help us maximize our viewership on YouTube by finding further ways to hide my face during recordings. Sneaky mice placement, wearing a snood, maybe a conveniently inoperable camera, or just simply replacing myself with an image of Glenn Powell. Any and all of those things. Anything to help our numbers.
Can we have AI Glenn Powell? With his mouth moving and your voice coming out.
Be like the Conan segment from years ago.
Sounds amazing. That segment.
Yeah.
That's a 40-year-old segment.
Yeah. Well,
is it really?
Well, not 40.
No,
30, 35.
Yeah.
Early 90s.
We're old, but we're not that.
I resolve to get out for board games with other people more often rather than just my family. Not that I don't love playing with my family, but for example, Doug and Erica have invited us over to their house. And Rachel's never even seen their new house. It's not new anymore. They lived there for like 5 years.
Yeah, long time.
But we're going over to play a board game.
Awesome.
Like very soon. I don't know when the date is. But
one game? Just play one round of Trouble and then leave?
Trouble. Yeah, that's the one we're playing.
Parcheesi?
I love Boggle. That game sucks.
Boggle.
I've never played Boggle.
Yeah, it's not good. It's like stupid.
You don't need to play Boggle. We're gonna play Life.
Yeah, I love it.
There you go.
Any game where you just spin and move things. That's perfect. All right. My last one. Let's say for the team here. The team should resolve to remember that defense is a mindset and to not let it lag during the dog days of conference play. Like you have to maintain those muscles because you can't just turn them on if you're not pushing hard on defense all the time. Just do whatever Jalen Worley does.
It starts against Seattle U.
Put the clamps. We had clamps before. We haven't been able to.
No, we need to use the drop.
Yeah. Put the clamp.
Clamps.
Yeah.
Mard, any other ones on your list?
Yeah, I got one more. What was it? I lost it. Because it wasn't one I wrote down. I just thought of it.
Well, that's why you write things down.
He resolves to write things down before the.
I got a notebook. I'm gonna write stuff in it.
Yeah. How do you even find a notebook nowadays?
Well, this one is, but I'm not going to talk about my notebook. I'll tell you about it later. It's a special
All right.
notebook.
Well, that's going to do it for us. Thank you to everyone for downloading and listening as Mark continues to try to think of his resolutions. If you would like to contribute to the show, we're at patreon.com/VRPound. If we missed any memories, if you have one of your own memories, please let us know. We are on socials, Twitter and Blue Sky at Ira Brown, Instagram and YouTube at Ira Brown Pod. You can always email us. I will happily entertain any memories that we forgot or any ones that just might be unique to you. Like you had just a funny story. You ran into somebody, you peed next to Adam Morrison, whatever the case is. But either way, we will be back next week after Gonzaga 200, LMU and Seattle U 62.
Not pee.
Shook his hand. Today, like
very strange and weird.
Yeah.
Shook his hand after peeing.
No, before peeing. In line.
They call us the Georgia Brown.
He was very nice to my son. I made a joke.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, "Oh, hey, Rieger, this is Adam. This is Adam." He's like, "Oh," and like he's one of the best players to ever play Gonzaga. And Adam Morrison shook his hand. He's like, "Oh, that was a really long time ago." And I'm like, "I know. I was like when I was there or around then." Anyway, it was good. He was friendly-ish. So thanks, Adam.
Hey, for him, that's a big win.
Seems like it. Anyway, all right.
Friendly adjacent.
Done.